Good morning, everyone. Hello, Avinash Reddy Murali. Are you there? Hello.
Hi,
Yes, Avinash.
hi, it's Anivesh.
Yeah. Where are you from, Avinash? You are from?
I am from Hyderabad itself.
Okay, okay. Are you doing job or searching job?
Actually, I'm trained fresher, so I'm looking for job.
Okay, okay. Are you recently completed your engineering?
Actually, past 1 year I was training in this.
Okay, okay.
Past 1 year in the sense 6 months actually.
Okay, okay, okay. Good, good. Next, what about Reddy? Okay, let me start. Only 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, I will start. Sharply 10 o'clock. Hello. Let me start from first question. Why would a developer use a test.start test and test.stop test? Are you aware of test classes? How to write test classes and annotations and all?
Yes, Sreedhar, we are aware of that.
Okay. Tell me about test classes. What are the conditions?
Yeah,
Right.
test for the test classes or for test or start test specific for this
Test or start test. What you know? Why you use? According to your knowledge, try to answer this one.
to provide the extra governance limits to that specific code within the that
Exactly. Exactly.
within test or start test and start test or stop test. Salesforce provide the extra governance limits or individual governance limits to that section in the test class.
Yeah. Exactly. Correct answer. Next is second one. Answer for first question is to increase an additional set of governor limits during the executions of a single test class.
Yep.
Madhu told exactly correct answer. Second one, what must the controller for a visual force space utilize to override the standard opportunity view button? Try to explain this one also, Madhur.
Yeah, sure. Right now, I don't know the exact syntax, but we can override the any standard function like save, edit, and
Okay.
this kind of method we can override with the standard controller. But we
Okay.
have to means we have to give a reference of standard controller, and then we define to state method separately in that controller.
Okay.
This is the approach, but I don't know the exact syntax. But
Okay. Okay. Okay.
a
Okay.
long time ago, I have used this.
Okay. Good. Good. Uh, Two types of controllers available in Salesforce: standard controller and custom controller. With the help of standard controller, we implement the standard features of Salesforce. If you want to add some more function, some more things means we will take with the help of extension. We will extend the standard features of Salesforce. Otherwise, if you want to completely override the existing functions of Salesforce, then we have to use custom controller. What must the controller for the visual force space utilize to override the standard opportunity view button? We are trying to override the standard opportunity view button. A callback constructor to reference the standard controller. This is the answer.
Yeah, Sridhar,
Yeah.
I have a query over there. And
Yeah.
that we have to use custom controller. We cannot override with the standard controller.
For custom,
I
with
think
help of custom controller, we override the standard functionalities of Salesforce.
like uh, I think I have done with the standard controller. Like I want to explain my approach that was
Okay.
I followed.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Explain.
we have passed the generally we have passed the standard controller in our constructor of class,
Okay.
right?
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
After that, we have created a new instance for the standard controller in a constructor, or just define like if we follow the account. Uh, okay. Like we have to define one more standard controller, like we have to create an instance of that standard controller, like we if we are using for the account, we have to create an instance of account, and that standard controller we have to give reference to that instance, and
Okay.
after that we have to define separately a save method. Like I think we can, I don't know exact syntax, but it's I have used it 6 to 7 months ago,
Okay.
and I don't know the exact. But I think we can with the standard controller, but I am not pretty sure. But uh, I think we can. I don't know exact idea if we can or not.
Yes. Are you working, Mother, on Salesforce?
Right, sir.
Oh, sure, sure. Good.
Uh, Actually, I have some query on this.
Any more answers for second question?
Yeah, whenever we start, last time is equal, names must be equal to last name. Whenever
Okay.
we pass the fx of standard controller as the
Okay.
data type,
Okay.
then we can use the same controller for any other class. Then we can use that controller class to
Okay.
use.
Okay. Your voice is not clear, Cloud Rider.
Okay, okay, we can continue.
Yeah, now okay. Okay, this is the answer for this second question. We will see third one. Here they given one code. We have to find out which code line is fails. A developer uses a before insert trigger on lead object to fetch the territory object where the territory underscore c dot posta one code underscore c matches the lead postal code. The code fails when the developer uses the Apex data loader to insert 10,000 lead records. The developer has the following code flag. For lead l trigger.new, if l.postal code not equal to null, list of territory something. They here give the return query inside of this one. If condition, with code lines causing the socket query is located inside the for loop code. Line number 3. 1, 2, 3. Here socket query is inserted inside the for loop. Here is no for right. Maybe there is a printing mistake. Maybe. They consider for loop in this line and they they are telling that we can't write the socket queries inside the for loop. This is the line which line of the code causing the code blocks to fail. Third one. Are you clear all? Madhur?
Yeah, it's clear now. Yes, yes.
Maybe here some printing mistake. I thinking that that's
Yeah.
they return a query inside the for loop. That's why they're highlighting there is a code causing the code blocks to fail. Yes, this is one of the trigger best practice. We can't write socket queries inside the for loop. We add them to the
Right.
list and we call the outside the for loop. Okay. Next one. Fourth. What would a developer do to update a pick list field on related opportunity records when a modifications to the associated account record is detected? Actually, here we are there doing a pick list field on related. Update the pick list field. For update the field purpose, how many ways do we have to update the field in Salesforce? Can anyone
With
try to
with
answer?
the triggers, with the
With
Two
the
triggers,
okay,
workflows,
yes, okay,
process builder.
okay,
I'm not sure whether through Apex also we can do or not.
okay, okay. What is the difference between workflow and process builder and trigger? Field updates
Uh,
uh,
yeah,
we can do three
through work.
in 3 ways. Okay, okay. Proceed.
Yeah, through workflows we can't work on the related objects like child records, childless objects will be not updated.
Yeah,
Through process builder it would be possible.
yeah. Okay, good. Okay.
And That is the only thing I know.
And
on
trigger?
that.
Trigger?
In triggers, we don't have any limitations like that.
Okay, okay. Actually, with help of workflows, we have to update the field in the same object, and we have to update the field in a parent object from child object. Only here
Okay.
possible to update the field in parent object from child object. Means child to parent field update is possible in workflow, but parent to child is not possible in workflow, but it is possible in process builder. That is the difference between these two things.
Child to parent is possible through workflows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Parent to child is not possible in workflow. Child to parent is possible in process builder.
Okay. Thank you.
Create a process builder. Create a process with process builder.
Hello.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Yeah, it is master detail relationships, right? It is a relation between master detail is there means you can update
Yes,
child
yes.
record.
Yes,
Otherwise, you can't calculate.
yes, yes.
You look, it is not possible to look up anything.
Yes, yes.
If it is master is there, you can the child to you can update from child to parent. If in case of master only,
Okay, okay. Yes,
not a lookup and anything.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Fine.
Yes. Which requirements needs to be implemented by using standard workflow instead of process builder. Standard workflow instead of, to compare to process builder, what are the things we have to perform with help of workflow? With help of workflows we have to perform the four tasks, four actions: task creation, email, outbound message, field update, right? What is the difference between email sending and outbound message? Can anyone answer? Hello.
Yeah, no idea.
Email sending means the email to be sent if any task is performed on respective objects, that will be sent to the respective record owner email ID.
Yeah, okay.
Outbound message means which is out of Salesforce.
Yeah, exactly. Nice answer. Outbound message
Outbound
means,
message is like a text message,
yeah.
like, or it's an email.
For suppose if you want to send the email to existing records owner ID like that, existing email IDs of Salesforce in record owner like that, user email ID like that, means that is called email. If you have to send outside of Salesforce, which is not related to, which is not which is not exist in Salesforce organization, we have to send one new email outside, which is not exist in Salesforce. That is called outbound message. Nice answer.
Okay.
And copy an account address to its contacts. How it is possible? With help of workflow, how
Hello.
you will
Sorry.
copy?
Example, mailing address to billing address like that.
Okay. But
Can you
here,
explain clearly on that?
which one?
Can you clearly explain on that outbound messages?
Outbound messages, we are sending the outside of the messages what we send outside of Salesforce organization. Those are called outbound messages.
You are saying that means integrations outbounds.
Okay.
That means
How many?
outside the organization means nothing but we are making a communicating between outside means any CPLs or something else.
Okay. Okay. According to your view, what is outbound message? Can you tell me?
I don't know exactly an outbound message. That's why I'm asking you.
The email, for suppose we have to send email to the record owner, that is called email email uh, email sending. Otherwise, if you send the if you are trying to send the email to the email ID which is not existing in Salesforce organization. Are you got it?
Sorry. If you are sending the record of that particular
Particular
mail,
record
sir,
owner. Particular
it
record
is not.
owner means.
You can send mails also, na? Emails alerts also there. Record owner. Instead of that one, we make a web service call out. We can send also record owner. Suppose he mentioned his name, phone, email ID
Okay.
in contact,
Okay.
then he can means a he can communicate
Okay. See
like
what
inbound emails.
we are
Inbound emails. Inbound emails.
inbound emails means
Hello.
what is inbound emails? Incoming only, right?
Yeah. From if he is mentioned, suppose he is mentioned in contact now. It is there in contact.
Okay.
Contact is there. He can communicate means inbound that one. Suppose already his contact is there in my email is there in contact. How can send that one outbound?
That is called email only. That is not outbound. Okay. You are telling that you are asking that how to send outbound message to existing Salesforce account email ID. Record
Yes.
record email ID. I'm not sure. Maybe according to my knowledge, that is comes under email sending only, not outbound message.
Then you're saying that particular record owner, na?
Particular record owner or user email ID. The email IDs which are existing in Salesforce organization. If you send the email to those
He means
email IDs means that is called.
he means sorry, I mean interrupted you.
Okay, okay.
I mean say in a record, record is there. Email ID is record is there in contact record. Email is there.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
Then how you will send the outbound message? Can you show me the small example on that?
Yeah, in workflow concept, we have to email. You will try once you will try. Select action is email sending, and uh, we have to set email
No,
template and
in
all.
workflow, no, sorry. Workflow alerts is there. Sending emails is not there. Sending emails only is there in process builder.
Okay,
Alerts is different. Sending message is different. I
okay,
think.
okay. Send alert means we have to choose the email template. We are sending the email to the particular email ID, right?
Yes.
Okay, that
That
is
we can
extent.
achieve with the process builder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that is the extension subject.
Okay.
Extension subject. Here our question is, which requirements node to implement by using standard workflow instead of process builder? Instead of process builder. Copy account address to its contacts. Copy account address to its contact. In workflow, existing feature is we have to update the field in parent object from child. Here child is copy an account address from its contact. We are copy the copy address from contact to account and send an outbound message without Apex code. Self workflow. Is it possible to send these two things with help of process builder also? I am not well and good at with process builder. Yes, I am asking. Anybody know means let me share your knowledge. Mother?
Yeah, I am not that much good in process builder.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yes.
That's enough.
What is the question?
Next, an organization has different Apex classes that provide account related functionality after a new validation rule is added to the account object, many of the test methods fail. When can be done to resolve the failures and reduce the number of code changes needed for future validation rules? Choose two answers. Are you understood what is the question?
No.
Read from yourself. Read your side question. Try to understand that one. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of that question?
Yeah, there are some classes for the account object
Okay.
and the some functionality is performing in that classes.
Okay.
And after putting an validation rule on
Okay.
that account object, we're getting error in test classes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, create a method, create a
Okay.
account
What can be done
this.
to resolve the failures and reduce the number of code changes needed for the future validation rules? Create a method that creates valid account records and call this method from within the test methods.
Create a method. Creates.
How
Yeah,
this?
generally we have to create a new records for test method. We cannot depend on the existing organization records.
Okay. How it will
Yes, Salesforce.
resolve the existing records?
Sorry.
Okay. Can you tell me how these answers will helpful to resolve above bug,
L-
above program?
yeah, Salesforce recommend us to create the our set of records for every test class.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that's why these are the two options A and B. We can do with the manually with the test method within a test class.
Okay.
We can create a helpful method to create that accounts for that specific test class to get complete. And second is we can use a static resource also, and we have to give reference of that static resource which is containing the account records.
Okay.
And by that we can also test our, or we can get our code coverage with the test class, because it at that time by using the helper method in with option A or with option B, by providing a static resource, we can
Okay.
we have no dependencies on our validations of our standard records or organization records.
Okay. Okay. Create a method that creates valid account records and call this method
Yeah,
from within test methods. Okay.
yeah,
One of solution. Create a method that loads valid account records from a static resource and call this method within test methods. This is second solution.
yeah.
Next one. Which component is available to deploy using metadata API? Which component is available to deploy using metadata API? How these two answers will helpful to will correct will suitable for above question?
Yeah, I have one question over here. Like we can deploy the layouts from production to sandbox
Okay.
simply by chain set. Can
Yeah.
we?
From chain sets, we have to move the code from sandbox to production, right?
Sorry, your voice is breaking. Can you please repeat
Okay,
this?
okay. With help of sandbox, we have to move the code from sandbox to production, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, is that mean we can achieve? We can deploy our layouts which we have created in our sandbox. If we have to move that layouts to our production, so we can do it with the help of chain sets.
Okay, okay.
Can we? This is my question. Can we?
I'm not exact. I'm not sure. Here metadata API means we are moving the empty case layout and account layout to production, right?
Mm, no idea.
Okay, okay.
Just can we deploy one more question with the chain sets is, can we deploy the profiles with the chain set?
I'm not sure, mother.
Or one more question, if we want to deploy our sandbox records to production,
Okay.
what is the best way? I want to know that.
We have to deploy the sandbox to
Records,
product records.
sandbox records to production.
With help of chain set only, right?
Can we do with the chain set?
Deployment means moving these all codes and all. Here someone is telling Eclipse and Force.com migration tool. Static resource, algorithm, Force.com migration tool, Eclipse.
Okay, I built a term.
I'm not good at deployment, mother.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Okay, okay. If you don't answer exactly means we have to mug up. there is no answer for a little bit time. In the code below, what type does boolean b equal to true? Can you explain this, mother?
In that below, what type does boolean be equal to
Code
true?
is not available. What type does boolean b equal to true? Object. Okay, we will see next one. What is the preferred way to reference web content such as images, style sheets, JavaScript, other libraries that is used in Visualforce page? This is direct question. Direct question,
Yeah,
right?
by uploading static
By
resource.
uploading the
Yeah,
content as a static resource. If you want to use any image or file in Visualforce means, we have to upload. If we are going to use, we have to upload in static resource. Images, files, we have to save in static resource. This is direct question.
right.
Next one. A company has a custom object named warehouse. Each warehouse record has a distinct record owner and is related to the parent account in Salesforce. Which kind of relationship would a developer use to relate account to the warehouse? Why is lookup? Why not master detail? Mother?
Because the ownership in master lookup, the ownership will goes to the account owner.
Okay.
That's why you have to maintain lookup to give a separate ownership to warehouse records.
Okay. The master detail means we will take account only. Account only. We have to mention account
Yeah,
is owner.
ownership.
Okay.
Yeah, in master detail, ownership goes to the account owner.
Okay. Okay. In lookup, is it possible to give depends on uh,
To maintain, yeah, we can maintain two owners, separate owner for the warehouse and separate owner for the account.
okay, with help of lookup, we have to maintain two owners.
Yeah, generally we have two owners like account owner and warehouse record owner. But if we go with the master lookup, then the ownership we cannot maintain the ownership at the warehouse level or child level records.
Okay, okay,
It will get control with the account owner.
okay, okay. Understand. A developer creates a workflow rule declaratively that updates a field on object. An Apex update can exist for the object. What happens when a user update a record?
That creates a workflow rule declarative that the update occurs on object and Apex update trigger exist. Yeah, it will fire one more time, but
Explain, mother. I'm not getting clear this one.
like
A
there is some
developer creates a
execution.
workflow rule declaratively that updates a field on an object. Okay. An Apex
Okay.
An Apex update trigger exists for the object. What happens when the user update a record? Okay, okay.
Whenever a
Actually,
user
there is
update,
one field
yeah,
update is there. Already on that object, already update trigger is available.
yeah,
For the what happens when the user update a record? Apex trigger is fired more than once, infinite, recursive.
more than once. It can fire up to 16 times in a single transaction. But after that, the recursion will happen and it will get us error.
Infinite, right? If there is a recursive occur means that loop will execute infinite time, right, mother?
16 times it will allow us, and after 17 times it will give us error.
17 time, what it will do?
It will give us error,
Okay,
like
okay.
we have to stop this with the stop recursion method or a floating class. We can stop that recursion.
Okay, next one. What is true of a partial sandbox that is not true of all full sandbox? Choose two answers. More frequent refreshes, limit of 5G of data.
That is to a partial scan refreshes more frequent.
We have to discuss sandbox limit and full sandbox limit. Partial sandbox limit is
Oh,
5 GB. Full sandbox limit is the production size, right?
yeah.
More frequent refreshes means what is the refresh rate of partial copy and full copy?
Mm,
Partial copy one time in your 5 days,
okay.
but
And
full
full
copy is
29.
29 days once.
Okay. Yeah.
If you are aware of this two features of partial copy full sandbox means we have to easily we have to answer these two. We have to say these are the two for the answer for that that question.
Yeah.
Partial copy sandbox size is 5 GB. Full sandbox size is production size. And the refresh rate of partial copy is 5 days once, right?
Right.
5 days once partial copy, but full copy is 29 days once. Next one. In which order does the Salesforce executes events upon saving a record? It is also frequently asked question and a very important one. Execution software trigger.
Yeah.
First one validation rule. For suppose if you split validation custom and standard means first of all system validation rule after before trigger after custom validation rules after trigger. Okay, here they are mixed system and custom validation rule only. Validation rule first one before trigger after trigger. Next assignment rules, workflow rules after committed.
Yeah.
Validation before trigger, after trigger, assignment rules, workflow commit. This is the order.
Right.
Scenario there is a amount field on the opportunity value in it. Along I have a trigger and workflow enter the value 50 as amount, trigger value is 100, workflow 150.
Amount.
Validation rule is black it from 120 thrown and enter. What is the result? There is amount field on the opportunity. Okay, value in it along I have trigger and workflow. Okay, enter value as 50 as amount, trigger value as 100. Okay, workflow 150. Validation rule block it from 120 throws an error. We have to say answer for that was we don't have that much of knowledge, that much depth knowledge. If you discuss those type of interaction means we can't complete this pd1 all questions. When loading data into an organization, what can a developer do to match records to update existing records? When loading data into organization, okay, what can developer do to match records to to update existing records. If you want to update the existing records, means we have to choose only ID of the records, right? By mapping ID of the records, we have to update the record. Mother, match an external ID text field to the column in the imported file. Match the ID field to column in its imported file.
Yeah, match to external ID or match the record ID.
Okay, external ID where it actually we map ID manually. We have to map the ID, but match an external ID text field to the column in the imported file.
Right.
Where we have to external ID, we have to map like fields. I'm not sure. External ID. I know we have to map the ID of the records. Based on if you map only ID field means then it will take the it will update the record. I know according to my knowledge I know that much. But external ID I'm not sure how to map this external ID.
We have to fetch the record first to get the external ID of the.
Okay. We have to import those records. External ID only available at the time of integration only, right?
Oh,
Okay. Next one. In an organization that has enabled multiple currencies, a developer in an organization that has enabled multiple currencies, a developer needs to aggregate the sum of the estimated value currency field from the campaign member object using roll-up summary field called total estimated value on campaign. How is the currency of the total estimated value roll-up summary field determined? The value in campaign member dot estimated underscore value underscore C are converted into currency of the campaign record and the sum is displayed using the currency of the campaign records. Any more explanation in this, Mother?
yeah. I don't know the exact idea about that, but
Actually, here what they are an organization that has enabled multiple currencies.
hmm.
We have to enable multiple currencies. A developer needs to aggregate the sum of the estimated value currency field from the campaign member object. Maybe in
After the
campaign
roll-up is
member object you want to some estimated value underscore C currency field from the campaign member object by using roll-up summary field called total estimated value on the campaign. How is the currency of
yeah.
total
We
estimated value? A roll-up summary field at determine.
the question is yeah, in object campaign member have different
Yes.
set of currencies.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are using roll-up summary in our main parent record in
Okay. Yes.
like campaign.
Yes.
So we have how we can add up the different type of currencies and we can get the result. So it will sum up with the amount as per the campaign record currency field. So whatever
See,
the currency
yeah, yeah.
we are
Whatever
choosing
the
in
currency we are using in campaign object,
campaign record,
we have to enable that
we go
currency
for
in
that.
organization, and we have
Yeah,
to perform the all things by maintaining one same currency, currency format,
yeah, right,
right? Okay.
right.
A candidate may apply to multiple jobs at the company universal containers by submitting a single application for job posting. Once an application is submitted for the job posting, that application can't be modified to be resubmitted to different job posting. What can the administrator do to associate an application with each job posting in the schema for the organization? What is the exact meaning of this one, Mother? Can you explain? A candidate may apply to multiple jobs in the company universal container. There is a company called universal container. A candidate want to apply multiple jobs in that company by submitting a single application for job posting. Once application is submitted for the job posting, the application job posting, that application cannot be modified to be resubmitted to the different job posting. What what can the administrator do to associate the application with each job posting in the schema for the organization? Mother?
Yeah, in this we have to stop the candidate to apply for more than one position.
Okay. Yeah, he has to apply, but we can't modify. We can't modify that resubmitting for a different job posting. We can't modify that application while he's submitting for different jobs.
Yeah, uh, by using master detail relationship in a custom object to the job posting,
Okay,
custom object
the record which
like
is in master
we
detail, we can't able to edit that record.
no create a master detail relationship in application object to the job posting. There is some scenario. Like okay, the concept is after creating a master data relationship, the user cannot be added because the ownership is gone to that job
Okay,
posting record owner.
okay,
That's why they are using master data relationship.
okay. Owner only has the permission to edit the record, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay. Nice answer. Next one. What is a characteristics of Lightning component framework? Choose two answers. It has a event-driven architecture. It include responsive component. There is no explanation. We have to remember. These are basic questions. It has event-driven architecture. Is there any explanation for event-driven architecture, Madhu?
Mother,
And a responsive
and a
component.
responsive component.
Someone is there to explain.
I'm getting resound my voice.
Event driven we have to fire events in lightning component.
Event, we have to fire the events, right?
Right.
It
Next,
is totally based on JavaScript.
Lohit.
Yes, sir. So it is an event-driven architecture, right?
Okay, okay,
And it is an includes responsive components because totally based on JavaScript components on click of event. We
okay.
have to perform an action.
Are you in Chennai, Lohit?
Oh yes, sir.
Hey, why you are calling me, sir?
Hey, Sreedhar.
Yeah,
Yeah, just now I got a message, man. That's why I just logged into it.
okay, okay. It has an event-driven architecture,
You are,
and it
and it
includes
includes responsive components, right?
responsive component means what is the meaning of responsive component?
Responsive means any on-click event, you will get a response, right?
Okay, okay,
According to JavaScript.
okay. And okay, those are nice. Okay, I have to remember those. Like these are basic answers. What is the capability of cross-object formula field? Choose three answers. Formula field can reference fields from master detail or lookup relationships. Okay, formula fields can expose data that the user does not have access to in a record. Okay, formula field can reference fields from object that are up to 10 relationships away. Okay,
Yeah,
Excuse me,
according to
what?
cross object,
Lohit.
yeah, Sreedhar,
Okay,
according
okay.
to cross object formula, we can access the data from parent object to child object without writing any formula fields or something. Just by writing exclamatory mark of the parent name, what we are going to put in child, we can put it directly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I have one question over there. Like in B point, we are mentioning formula fields can expose data the user does not have access to in a record. If the field level security, if you are not giving access to anyone, can we expose data from that field in formula?
Lohit,
Yes?
are you understood this question?
No, I didn't get that question, what he asked me.
Can you repeat?
I'm repeating. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah, in B point, second point, formula fields can expose data the user does not have access to in a record. Okay,
Yes.
it's showing that user have do not have any access to that field, but we can use that field or field value in formula field. Okay,
Okay.
but my question
You
is,
will get it. It has a. You will get only read only field, like you will get it value. The value you will get it as read only field.
okay, even we have not given the read only permission also to that user or to any user, can we access in that case also?
Yeah, cross object formula is that thing only. It is not even the user doesn't have any field, he can access it.
If user don't
Okay, we
have
can
access,
access.
access means those fields also we have
Only
to
read only field.
fetch.
He can just read, but you cannot perform write operation on it.
Lohit, is the formula field is saved in database or not?
This formula field.
Formula field is saved in database or not?
I don't know, man.
Okay, roll up summary is saved in database or not? Yes, right.
Roll up summary.
We are getting the count of records from database only, right? Maybe
Yes.
saved.
It will count. It will store in database.
Maybe according to our expectations, formula is not saved in database, right? I thinking like that.
Formulas, right?
According to my expectation, maybe formula field is not saved in database. While we are inserting time only, it will work, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Formula fields can reference.
Okay.
Yeah, one question. You
Okay.
are explaining pd1 questions, right?
Yeah. Let us read one question.
Yeah, last time I wrote these questions. I had a certification.
Okay.
My certification is completed successfully.
Okay. Yesterday also, one of our friend is finished by preparing them.
Yeah. But from these questions only you'll get exact questions. The
Okay.
people who want to write, they can write it from these PDFs.
Okay. Okay.
Because the summer something is also coming, right?
Okay. Yes, yes.
So you have to be careful when you're writing about
Okay.
apart from these questions.
Okay. Okay. Next one. A developer has a block of code that omits any block should execute with or without sharing. What will automatically obey the organization-wide default and the sharing setting for the user who execute the code in the Salesforce organization? What is this? Anonymous block. A developer has a block of code that omits any block should execute with or without sharing. What will automatically obey the organization-wide default and sharing setting for the user who execute the code in the Salesforce organization? How it is anonymous block?
What is because anonymous blocks is nothing but we can file will contains, right? If you perform control E, you'll open small window.
Yeah.
So this it may be with sharing or without sharing, we can execute those code.
Yes, yes.
It will perform
Correct.
according to anomalous block.
Okay. Next one. A developer creates an Apex trigger using the developer console and now wants to debug code. How can the developer accomplish this in developer console?
Yeah, you will get open the logs tab at the bottom of the left corner.
Yeah, it's
You will
okay. How
get
to debug
logs
code?
tab.
Now want to debug code, how to developer accomplish? Okay, okay. It's okay. Hmm. This is also a basic question. Open log tab in the developer console. Which data structure is returned to a developer when performing SYSL search? S object only, right? A list of S object. Okay.
List of
How can a developer avoid exceeding governance limits when using an Apex trigger? Choose two answers. How developer exceeds governance limits in a triggers by using triggers? By using a maps to hold data and query query result, by performing DML transaction on a list of S object. If you perform the single limits, it consumes all governance limit. That's why we have to add those in the list collections and we have to perform the DML. By using map to hold data, can you explain, Lohit? By using map to hold data from a query result, how the map will save the governance limits?
Yeah, we don't need to uh, fire query again and again to get the record. We can maintain the relation, or we can maintain the ID to set of list relations in map. We can maintain that. We can use to get it will helpful to save our SQL limits.
Okay, okay. Next. What is the correct pattern to follow when programming in Apex on multi-tenant platform? Query select the fewest field and record possible to avoid exceeding governance limits. Queries select the
What is it?
fewest field and records possible to avoid exceeding governance limits.
Queries with the face field and record possible.
What is the correct pattern to follow when programming in Apex or multi-tenant platform? Query selected fewest fields. We have to query only few fields possible to avoid exceeding governance limits. Next, what should a developer working in a sandbox use to exercise a new test class before the developer deploys the test class to production? The Apex test execution phase in Salesforce setup, the test menu in the developer console. What should a developer working in a sandbox use to exercise a new test class before developer deploy the test to production? We have to check the how much test coverage. In developer console there is a test button is there. With the help of test menu we use a developer console test menu. In setup there is a Apex test execution page in the Salesforce setup. We have to run the test class in these two ways. Next, a company that uses a custom object to track candidates hired would like to send candidate information automatically to the third-party human resource system. When a candidate is, what can a developer do to accomplish this task? Create a workflow rule with the outbound message action. Are you understood, Madhav, this one? Okay. Company using a custom objects to candidate records hired would like to send candidate information automatically to the third-party human resource system. When they are getting new applications of candidates, they want, meanwhile they have to send the same data of that candidate to the third human resource How to accomplish this task? Create a workflow rule with the outbound message action. Next one. What is accurate statement about with the sharing keyword? Inner classes do not inherit the sharing setting from the container class. If there is outer class, inner class, both have sharing keyword. In this case, inner class do not inherit the sharing setting from the parent class or container class. Both inner and outer classes can be declared as with sharing. How can a developer refers to or instantiates the page reference in Apex? By using page reference with partial or full URL, by using Apex pages.page method within a Visualforce page name. This is also a direct question. Which standard field needs to be populated when a developer insert a new contact record programmatically? Last name. This is also a direct question. When developer insert new contact record, which standard field needs to be populated? Last name. What is the minimum log level needed to see user generated debug statements? Debug. A developer creates a new Visualforce page and Apex extension and writes test class that accesses 95% code coverage of the new Apex extensions. Change set deployment to production fail with the test coverage warning. Quote, average test coverage across all Apex classes and triggers is 74%. At least 75% test coverage is required. What can the developer do to successfully deploy the new Visualforce page and extensions? Add a test method to existing test classes from the previous deployment. A developer needs to automatically populate the reports to field in a contact record based on the value of the 60 related account and department fields in the contact record. Which type of trigger would the developer creates? Before insert, before update. These are, while we are entering the records, we have to set these conditions. That's why we have to use events before update, before insert. A developer is creating an application to track engines and their parts. An individual part can be used in different types of engines. What data model should be used to track the data and to prevent the orphan records? Create a junction object to the related engine, many engines to many parts through a master detail relationship. We have to create that part as a junction object. We have to create a master detail relationship on it. Many parts of master detail relationship. To which primitive data type in Apex is currency field automatically assigned? If you select any currency field, data type is automatically assigned decimal. Decimal data type is automatically assigned to the currency field. Which resource can be included in a Lightning component bundle? Choose two answers. JavaScript documentation. Which resource can be included Lightning components? Lightning components, we used JavaScript and documentation, these two things. A custom exception named record not found exception is defined by the following code block: public class record not found exception extends exception. Which statement a developer can use to throw the custom exception? Anyone have idea about this question? What you understood from this question? Can anyone explain? Avinash, Ashok, Bala, Bharadwaj, Joe, Ramakrishna. Which statement a developer can use to? Yeah. Avinash?
Actually, I didn't get this question actually.
Okay.
This is the first time I'm facing.
A custom exception named record not found is defined by following block public class record not found exception extend exception. Which statement a developer can use to throw the custom exception? Choose two answers. Custom exceptions. Throw new record not found exception. Problem occurred. Throw new record not found exception. That is answer. When creating unit test in Apex, which statement is accurate? System asset statement that do not increase code coverage contribute imported feedback in unit test. Test classes we have by inserting there is a unit test. Unit test means we have to insert the data, we have to check how it is working. While creating unit test in Apex, which statement is accurate? Unit testing. System asset statements that do not increase code coverage contribute important feedback in unit test. Here one. What does the user see when accessing the custom page? It is a method to if my string not equal to null, my string equal to method to return my string. What is valid Apex statement? Account HC account equal new list of account, no curly braces new account. A developer has a single custom controller class that works with a Visualforce wizard to support creating and editing multiple S objects. The wizard accepts data from user inputs across multiple Visualforce pages and from a parameters on the initial URL. Which statement is unnecessarily inside the unit test for the custom controller? Based on the code we have to select string next page equal to controller.save.getURL. A developer wants to display all of the available records types for a case object. A developer also wants to display the picklist values for the case status field. The case object and the case status field are on a custom Visualforce page. Which actions can the developer perform to get the record type and picklist values in the controller? For getting this all objects and getting all picklist, we have to use schema. Use schema.picklist entry written by case status get describe get picklist values. Use sockets to query case records in the organization to get all the record type values as available for the case. An S object named application underscore C has a lookup relations to another object named position underscore C. Both application and position have a picklist field named status underscore C. When the status field on the position underscore is updated, the status field on the application needs to be populated automatically with the same value and execute the workflow rule on application. Flow can be developer accomplish this. By using formula fields. Here field updation. If any field updation of one object means we have to update the field in other object. In this scenario, we update the field with help of formula by changing application status into the formula field. A developer wrote a workflow email alert on case creation so that an email is sent to the case owner when a case is created. When will the email be sent? Remember this thing. Email sending only after committing the data into database. Email sending only activated after the data once committed to database. Then only email sending objects will activated. Which type of code represents the controller in MVC architecture on Force.com platform? Which type of code represents the controller in MVC architecture on Force.com platform? Standard controller system methods that are referenced by Visualforce. Custom Apex and JavaScript code that is used to manipulate data. A developer needs to provide a Visualforce page that lets user enter product specific detail during the sales cycle. How can this be accomplished? A developer needs to provide a Visualforce page that lets user enter product specific detail during a sales cycle. How can this be accomplished? Create a new Visualforce page and an Apex controller to provide product data entry. Download an unmanaged package from the Apex App Exchange that provide custom Visualforce page to modify. 45. A developer writes a before insert a trigger. How can the developer access the incoming records in the trigger body? By using trigger.new only. It's basic question. A developer in the Salesforce organization with 100 accounts execute the following code using a developer console. Time remaining 5241 account r.y account equal new account name equal to account inner my account. Here some code is there. How many accounts are in the organization after this code is run? For these questions, then 100 account execute the following code. Insert my accounts for loop account to try flag catch. Insert new accounts. Code is run 100. Answer is 100. The review underscore C object has a lookup relationship to the job application object. The job application object has a master detail relationship up to the position object. The relationship field names are based on the auto-populated defaults. What is the recommended way to display field data from the related review records on the Visualforce page for a single position record? Utilize the standard controller for position underscore C and cross object formula field of the review objects to display the review data. What is the capability of Force.com IDE? Force.com with help of Force.com IDE, we run Apex test, edit metadata components. Which code segment can be used to control when the do work method is called? Trigger.isInsert do work. When would a developer use a custom controller instead of controller extension? With help of standard controller, we have to implement the standard features. With help of controller, we have to add some more features to the standard controller. Otherwise, if you want to override the standard features of standard controller, means we have to take custom controller. When a Visualforce page needs to replace the functionality of a standard controller, when the Visualforce page should not enforce permissions or field level security. Should not enforce permissions or field level security. If you take standard controller means it will enforce the field level security and permissions. If you take custom controller means it won't enforce the permissions or field level security. Next, what is valid statement about Apex classes and interfaces? The default modifier of the class is private. Apex default modifier is private only. Exception classes must end with the word exception. A developer has the following trigger that fires after insert and create a child case whenever a new case is created. What happens after code block executes? So list of code is this is for loop. Case parent we are storing trigger dot new context variables. Case child equal to new case parent ID subject. So with case dot add insert child cases. What happens after the code block executes? The trigger enters an infinite loop and eventually fails. A developer wants to create a custom object to track customer invoices. How invoices and accounts should be related to enforce that all invoices are visible to the everyone with access to an account. You have to create master detail relationship. The invoice should have master detail relationship to the account. What is a valid source and destination page that can send and receive change sets? With help of change sets, we have to move the code from sandbox to sandbox, sandbox to production. In these two ways, we have to use change sets. A developer needs to create a record for the object property. Underscore C, the developer creates the following code block. Helper create properties, try and class. Which line of code would the developer insert at line number 3 to ensure that all at least some records are created even if a record has error and fails to create it? Database.insert proper to create false. What is the difference between insert and database.insert? If you use insert means middle of the operation, if operation is stopped means all successful records will roll back completely. If you use database.insert means it splits success file and error file. Success file contains inserted record, error file contains not inserted records, like that. It will split like this if you use database.insert. Next, when the number of records in the record set is unknown, which control statement should a developer use to implement set of code that executes for every record in the record set without performing a size or length method call for variable list or set? When the number of records in the record set is unknown, which controller statement should a developer use to implement a set of code that executes for every record in the record set without performing the size and length? We have to fetch all the records into the variable with help of for loop. What is the result when a Visualforce space calls an Apex controller which call another Apex class, which then results in hitting governance limits? Any changes up to the errors are rolled back. What is the result when the Visualforce space calls an Apex controller which call another Apex class, which then result in hitting governance limits? If hitting governance limits means any changes up to the errors are rolled back. A developer has the following code block. Then what is the question here? To calculate a product tax, which code segment would a developer insert to make the value the class variable sales tax accessible within the trigger? Payment tax, sales tax. then it is product tags. The code segment would be a developer inside the to make the value the class variable sales tag accessible within the trigger. Payment tags dot sales tag. On a Visualforce page with a custom controller, how should a developer retrieve a record by using an ID parameter that is posted on the URL? Use the constructor method for the controller. A developer wrote a workflow email alert on case creation so that the email is sent to the case owner whenever case is received. When will the email be sent? After committing to database, already we saw before. Next, a developer creates an Apex helper class to handle complex trigger logic. How can the helper class warns users when the trigger exceeds the DML governor limits? By using limits.getDML rows and then displaying an error message before the number of DML statement exceeds. Next. Which user can edit a record after it has been locked for the approval? Only two options, administrator only permission and currently assigned user only. Which type of information is provided by the checkpoint tab in the developer control? Namespace, date and time. What is the proper process for an Apex unit text? Create data for testing, call the method being tested, verify that the results are correct. A developer needs to provide a Visualforce page that lets users enter product specific detail during a sales cycle. How can this be accomplished? Create a new Visualforce page and Apex controller to provide product data entry. Download an unmatched package from the App Exchange that provide a custom Visualforce to the modify. Already we discussed this now. Which declarative method helps ensure quality data? Validation tools, lookup filters, page layouts. What is an accurate constructor for the custom controller named myController and port? Public myController account equal to new account. A company wants a recruiting app that models candidates and interviews, display the total number of interviews, each candidate record, and define security on interview records that is independent from the security on candidate records. What would a developer do to accomplish this task? Create a lookup relationship between the candidate and the interview objects, creating a trigger on the interview object that updates a field on the candidate object. What is good practice for the developer to follow when writing the trigger? Using the map data structures to hold query result by ID. Using the set data structures to ensure a district element. Set data, set only, set don't allow duplicates. For ensure district data, we have to go for set. By using map data structure, we hold the query resolved by ID. Which code block returns the list view of an account object using the following debug statement? Decimal product tags equal to product tags into smart. Apex pages dot standard set controller equal to a new Apex pages dot standard set controller database dot get query locator. This is the code. Which data type or collection of data types can SQL statement populate or evaluates to? An integer, a list of S object, a single S object. Which data type of collections of data types can SQL statement populate or evaluates to? An integer, and list of S objects, a single S object. Which actions can a developer perform in a before update trigger? Change field value using the trigger.new context variable. Display a custom error message in the application interface. Before update, what we have to do before update? Change the field value using a trigger.new context variable. Deploy a custom error message in the application interface. Where can a debug log filter setting be set? The filters linked by the monitor user name within the web UI, the log filter tab on the class or trigger detail page. What is the value of x after the code segment executes? String x equal to integer I equal to 10 for I and I equal to 15, I equal to 15, x equal to this much. What is the value of x? Else x if this one, x equal to this one, else x equal to this one. What is the value of x after the segment executes? Answer is B. When can a developer use a custom Visualforce page in the force.com application to bring components from the dashboards and layouts to generate a PDF document with application data? Which statement about the lookup relationship between the custom object and the standard object is correct? The custom object will be deleted when the reference standard object is deleted. Which statement of the lookup relationship between the custom object and the standard object is correct? The custom object will be deleted when the reference standard object is deleted. A reviewer is required to enter a reason in the comment fields only when a candidate is recommended to be hired. Which action can a developer take to enforce this requirement? Create a validation tool. The sales manager team hire a new intern. The intern is not allowed to view opportunities but needs to see the most recent closed date of all shared opportunities. When viewing an account record, what would a developer do to meet this requirement? Create a rule of summary field on the account object that perform a max on the opportunity close date field. A developer needs to create a records from the object property. The developer creates the following code block: list of property, helper class create properties, try, catch, exception handling. Which line of code would the developer insert at line number 3 to ensure that at least some records are created, even if a record have error and fails to create it? Database.insert properties to create false. On which object can the administrator create a roll-up summary field? An object that is the master side of the master digit relationship. We have to create the roll-up summary on the parent object of the master digit. What is a valid source and a destination page that can send or receive change sets? Already we discussed sandbox to production, sandbox to sandbox. A Visualforce page has a standard controller for an object that has a lookup relations to a parent object. How can a developer display data from the parent object on the page. By using SQL on the Visualforce page to query for the data from the parent record. Query data from the parent record. A developer needs to create a Visualforce page that will override the standard account edit button. The page will be used to validate the account address using SQL query. The page will also allow the users to make edit to the address. Where would the developer write the account address verification logic in a standard controller? A developer wants to list all of the tasks for each account on the account detail page. When P task is created for a contact, what does the developer needs to do to display the task on the deleted account record? Nothing. The task automatically displays on the account page. What is the capability of standard set controller? Standard set controller we will use at the time of pagination. It allows pages to perform mass updates of records. Mass updates of records. It allows pages to perform pagination with large record sets. A developer has the following code: try, catch, catch-bug, system.debug, catch, system.debug, catch, system.debug. What message would be logged? Null pointer exception. Once observe this code, answer for this is null pointer exception. Null pointer exception. Which statement about change deployment is accurate? Choose three answers. Change set deployment. They can be used only between a related organization. They require a deployment connection. They use an all or none deployment model. How would a developer use schema builder to delete a custom field from the account object that was required for photocopying but is no longer needed? Remove all the reference from the code and then delete the custom field from the schema builder. What is an accurate statement about a variable scope? Choose three. Subblocks cannot reuse a parent block variable name. Subblocks cannot reuse a parent block. S reflect as variable name. A variable can be defined at any point in a block. A variable can be defined at any point in the block. Parallel blocks can use the same variable name. When the value of a field in an account record is updated, which method will update the value of custom field related opportunities? An apex trigger on the account object, a process builder on account object. A developer creates an apex class that includes private methods. What can the developer do to ensure that the private methods can be accessible by the test class? Add the test visible attribute to the apex methods. Test visible. Which scenario is invalid for executions by unit text? Loading the standard price book ID using a system method. A developer runs the following anonymous code block. What is the result? 2, 150. 0, 2, 150. Here list of account is equal to select ID from account limit equal to 10. Delete ACC. Database.empty recycle email ACC. System.debug limit get DML statements. Limit get limit. 0, 2, 150 is the answer. Where can custom developed summary fields be created using standard object relationship? An account using a case record, Where can custom roll-up summary fields be created using standard object relation? On account using case record. On account using opportunity record. On opportunity using opportunity product record. This is a parent for case. Account is the parent for the case. Account using opportunity record. Opportunity using opportunity product record. A developer has the following query. Contact C equal to select ID, first name, last name, email from contact, where last name equal to this and Smith. What is the query returns if there is no contact with the last name and error that no rows are found? Simple. What is an important consideration when deploying in a multi-tenant environment? Governance limits prevent a tenant from impacting performance in multiple organizations on the same instance. In the Lightning component framework, which resource can be used to fire events? Third-party web service code, JavaScript controller actions. Third-party web service code, JavaScript controller actions. What is the capability of formula field? Return and display the field value from another object using a VLOOKUP function. Determine which of the three different images to display using the if function. Determine if a date time field has passed using the now function. A developer has a block of code that omits any statements that indicates whether the code block should execute or not, or without sharing. What will automatically obey the organization-wide default and sharing settings for the user who executes the code in the Salesforce organization? Anonymous block. In a single record, a user selects multiple values from the multi-select pick list. However, the selected values represented in Apex as a list string with each value as an element in the list. What is the capability of the force.com IDE? Edit metadata components, run Apex classes, Apex test. Edit metadata components, run Apex test. A hierarchy custom setting stores a specific URL for each profile in Salesforce. Which statement can a developer use to retrieve the correct URL for the current user? Profile and display this one Visualforce page. Curly braces, $sign setup URI setting, settings.url. A developer wrote a SWACL query to find the child records for a specific parent. How many levels can be written in the single query? Only one level. A developer needs to know if all text currently posed in the Salesforce environment. A developer needs to know if all text currently posed in the Salesforce environment, which feature can the developer use? Developer console, Salesforce UI Apex test execution. Developer console, Salesforce UI Apex test execution. Which statement should a developer avoid using inside procedural loop? Choose two answers. Update the contact list. We can't do within a for loop. Which statement should developer avoid using inside procedural loops? We can't update the contact list. List is set. These all things, and we don't call queries inside the for loop. Where candidate, these are the two things. We can't update the contact list. We can't use the queries inside the for loop. Which statement would a developer use when creating a test data for products and price book? ID, price book ID equal to text.get standard price book ID. How can a developer determine from the describe S object result If the current user will be able to create an object in the Apex by using is creatable method. Where can a developer create managed packages? Important one, it's basic level question also. Managed packages we have to create a developer edition only. Managed package we have to create in a developer edition only. Where can a developer call external JavaScript? Where can developer call external JavaScript? Link get it Apex include script. By using Apex include script, by using Apex include script, by using link. What is the advantage of Salesforce Lightning? Predefined components to give standard look and feel. Predefined components and it will give standard look and feel. Next, last one. Preferred way to load test data into Salesforce by using static results, by using HTTP callout mouse. You have to load the data with help of static resources, with help of HTTP callout mouse. These are pd1 latest questions. This is from my end. Any doubts, any questions? Ashok, Bala, Bharadwaj, and Joe. This is from my end. After we have admin session at 3 p.m. Interested guys, attend.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Is it same link, right? Meeting ID is same, right?
No, I will provide the time of before half an hour. I will give one more.
Thank you, Sreedhar.
Okay, okay.